Time to move up to the second floor and finish off the baseboards for that area. Okay, so if we come up here, I have some geometry that's hidden from view because I was working on the first floor, of course. So what I'll just do is select the house geometry here. Let's go to graphite modeling tools here. Go to polygon mode. Visibility, let's unhide all the polygons. Unfortunately, just gonna have to do that for the moment. Okay, let me select the bottom polygon right there again. Let's grow that a couple of times like that. I think it's going to be good enough. Let's go to visibility and hide selected. And okay, I think we're good. I think that's going to let us work in peace. Don't really need to worry about that down there. Not a problem. Alright, so let's continue using this little piece of geometry here, a little master object right there. So let's make a clone of them. Let's move them up. We have to create molding here for the, or baseboards here for this little section of staircase. So let's go ahead and do that. Snap it down there. It's just more of the same. This is good right there. Just move that about there. Take those vertices there and move them this way. Alright. Since this is just basically more of the same that we've been doing so far, in the interest of not boring you or not wasting too much of your time, what I'm going to do is just fast forward, speed the video up at this point, just because it's more of the same, so you can just watch me as I get this done over here. So I'm just going to speed up the video right now. Okay, what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm going to seal up this back area here. So again, same technique as before. Target weld this guy to the top right there, and then we can select that border and cap it. And of course we don't need that back polygon, so we get rid of it. And that's good. I'm going to go ahead and do the same. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to start using booleans on some of these guys here. Start hooking them up together. And I'll speed up the video again because it's just more of the same. Okay, now over here, what I came across was a little bit of a problem. It wasn't working right, and I just realized that I left a polygon in the back over here that appears to have been confusing the Boolean tool, and that's why it just wasn't working right. So got rid of that polygon there. So let me take this other guy over here, flip its normals, and let me see if it works. Seems to need to be flipped, so I'll just keep working on this one here. Still acting kind of funny there. Okay, let me see if I can isolate selection here to try to figure out what's going on with these guys. You convert them to editable polys. Okay, see, this one also has a polygon on the back side, so I'll get rid of that. Alright, should work now. Let me flip the normals from that. Okay. I'm going to use the Boolean tool here, and there we go. Alright, so you can see how a simple polygon that gets overlooked could pretty much break everything. Alright, so I got that one working. I'll work on the other ones and get those done, so I'll fast forward here to get that done quick. Alright, so that part's done. Now let's go ahead and let's finalize the part over here where the stairs are. So I'll just come in here and maybe I'll take, well, first of all, let me isolate the selection here. That isolation mode just makes life so much easier. And that didn't work out too well. That didn't work out too well either. Let me see if I can take this guy here. And that didn't work out too well. Alright, so doesn't quite like what I'm doing here. So I'll flip those guys. Flip those. And let me see about flipping those. Okay. You take this guy here and okay. Seems to have worked right there. Make sure you're constantly saving while you're working with Boolean, because even the Pro Boolean tool has a nasty habit of crashing 3ds Max every now and then, so just be aware of that. Alright, so it seems to have worked perfectly actually. So I'll convert it to an editable poly, take all the polygons and flip the normals. It's the same procedure we've been using so far. And last but not least, I'll seal up that little polygon right there. So I'll isolate selection. I'm going to zoom into this area here. Use target weld. That target weld comes in so useful. Cap that. And of course delete that back polygon there. Don't need it. The other side doesn't need to be capped because it's hidden into the staircase there. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now, another thing that I want to do is the staircase here still has the edit poly modifier that we used previously. Okay. Now here's one thing that I want to do with this. I want to have, if you remember, we have the stringers, which are basically the piece of geometry here where the railings connect to. I don't have to have a stringer on the other side here. I really don't. But I'm going to go ahead and create a stringer on that side simply because I think it looks pretty good. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. So let me go ahead and let me go to the edit poly modifier, go to element mode. I'll select that element. And what I'll probably end up doing is just ripping it off and make it probably its own object. Going to select it. Isolate the selection on that guy right there. Okay. Going to affect the pivot point. Now I'm going to place the pivot point. Let me see, where should I place that pivot point? Let me try placing it right here in this bottom corner. Okay. Exit isolation mode there. And I don't think that's going to work out too well. This is where I should have placed the pivot point, down here actually. So let me go ahead and redo that. Let me isolate selection, affect pivot point. And let me place it down here. This is where I'm going to place it. I'm just doing this on the fly. So I'm going to snap it right there to that wall vertex. There's a wall vertex right there. And that's where that's going to go snap to. Okay, so it's going to kind of be this piece that kind of sticks out right there for the staircase. It just makes it look a little bit more complete. Now we do notice that this polygon right here is kind of clipping right there, which is obviously no good. I can't have that. So I'm going to take this polygon right here. See, it's clipping. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to gently just nudge it, move it in just a little bit like so. That way we don't have any clipping issues right there. And this polygon I don't need, so I'll delete that. I also don't need the polygons in the bottom of it, so I'll delete those as well. And there we go. The rest I'll leave alone. Probably going to need a stringer also for the other side here. So what I'll do is I'll go back to this staircase, select that element, rip that off, make it a separate object, take it, and let me see, where am I going to place that pivot point? Not going to worry about it at the moment. First I'm going to try to position this, see how I want this thing to be, and okay, I got it. I know where I want my pivot point to be. Let's go to the hierarchy tab, take that pivot point, and we're going to snap it to this the bottom left vertex right there. Okay. Let's exit isolation mode there. Go to wireframe. I'm going to take and snap this right there to that vertex. It's basically the staircase vertex there. Okay. And we notice that we do have a clipping issue here, which is not really a problem. I'm going to take this polygon here. I'm going to gently just take it and move it in just a little bit, just a tad. That way we don't have a clipping issue right there. And we do know that we have another polygon right here, so I'm going to take this polygon. I'm probably just going to nudge it in like this just a bit, and I'm going to delete it because I don't need it. And I do have a polygon on the inside that is completely unnecessary, so I'll delete that one. Okay, and I have a couple of polygons down here that I don't need, so I'll get rid of those. Take this polygon here. Again, we have a clipping issue, so I'll just nudge it in a little bit like so. And there we go. Alright. Okay, so I got that little thing done right there, which I want to do. That was kind of bugging me. So it looks a little bit more complete, a little bit nicer. Okay, so the baseboards for the little staircase right there, as well as the stringers for the staircase, and the baseboards for the second floor are complete. They're ready to go. I'm going to end this video here, and in the next one we're going to go ahead and start to create the moldings, which are basically baseboards for the ceiling up here, which is going to make things look a lot more interesting.